It's time to play some stuff.
Goodmane's Log, number 110315. Following Lauren and I's return to the jungle, my adventures drove me deeper and deeper into a very mysterious part of the jungle, populated by very mysterious beings. They're a bit hard to describe, so we'll talk about them later. I had been entrusted with this egg relic, which I understand makes me a major target of every Mordrum in this cursed jungle. Now this is the part where someone suggests to me to take this relic and run face first out of the jungle, back to the safety of civilization like Divinity's Reach, and not return until I could do something with this relic. Unfortunately, my next objectives in the jungle required me to be in the jungle. So it was a very awkward situation indeed. I had to be very careful while entrusted with this relic. It had already fallen into the wrong hands once, and I was bound and determined to make sure that it didn't fall into the wrong hands once again. Thus, I applied everything that I had learned about jungle warfare, using the terrain, forcing ranged attackers to come into melee range, and vice versa. It was all about survival and making sure that the Mordrum didn't get their claws, hands, stalks, whatever you want to call them, they're plant monsters, on that egg relic. Really, really awkward. I couldn't leave the jungle because I needed to be here, but I also couldn't let the enemy get a hold of this relic. It would take quite a bit of smarts, wit, and muscle, and newly acquired sense of how to do things in the jungle to make this mission a success. Unfortunately, my thirst for exploration as well as handy-dandy glider encouraged me to pick up some bad habits when it came to exploring the jungle, like randomly dropping into caves that I randomly spotted, without thinking about whether or not said caves could be the home of dangerous creatures. One such cave piqued my curiosity, but when I got to the bottom of it, it looked even more beautiful. Unfortunately, this cave had a nasty surprise. Monsters that looked somewhat like undead monsters, but definitely vampiric in nature. Yes, it appears that these strange blood-sucking creatures seemed to populate this cave, and as beautiful as it looked from the outside, it was like biting into a rotten watermelon. It may look nice on the outside, but once you get under the surface, it gets nasty very, very quickly. Thanks to my recent mastery of jumping mushrooms, I was able to get away from the creatures and be a little bit more cautious when exploring. I eventually stumbled upon what looked like ancient ruins in this jungle. It was a bit hard to pick out, though, because Mordramoth's vines kind of obscured a lot of the structures. But once I verified that there were ancient-looking structures, I just had to explore even more, even if it meant taking down a few Mordrum on the way over. Lucky for me, I brought my trusty hammer, so when the Mordrum thought that I was just some ranged ranger type or whatever that would bust out a dagger if they got too close, surprise! Oh yes, even got to get some good shots in to help out some of my fellow explorers who were in trouble. Really great practice with the bow, and use of terrain to engage the enemy smartly, unlike the medieval romp around in tin suits thing where you just, for great justice, and you go barreling into the enemies, which is not a good idea with these Mordrum. I don't know what they feed these things, but I will never look at houseplants the same way ever again with how I've had to fight these creatures. Getting in closer, I was able to confirm that yes, there were structures here, they were ancient ruins, and I was on the brink of a major discovery. We were far removed from where our airships had crashed at the beginning of the jungle, and this is where the mystery really, really started to pile up. What was at the center of these ancient ruins? What kind of discoveries could be made? This is exactly the kind of stuff that would be right up the Derman Priory's alley. And a matter of fact, I actually helped the Derman Priory before I was entrusted with the egg relic. Sometimes even scholars need a little bit of muscle on their side. Said scholars were left absolutely aghast at what we found in the center of this part of the jungle. An absolutely beautiful ancient city still inhabited by strange creatures made of It's either light or it's magic or something, but these are strange glowing beings that actually weren't hostile towards us. And the structure, this ancient city that they lived in, was absolutely beautiful. This is the sort of thing that, were I more into trading and being a trader, I would bring people on tours of this place and charge them money. The way this place was kept, the upkeep of this place, despite its age, was absolutely amazing. And it is so incredibly beautiful, made out of all kinds of stone, and just who knew what secrets this place held. The inhabitants of this place were strange creatures, golden, shining, made out of light or magic or something. The Derman Priory scholars were absolutely fascinated by them. They were a little distrusting, but they at least let us say hello, although we would have to earn their trust. And this is why I had to be in the jungle. I had to earn the trust of these creatures, because they had something to do with this egg. The only way to gain proper trust of these beings would be to learn their lore, beginning with learning their language, as they had a strange form of writing that I had never seen before. Unfortunately, one problem with the city structure they lived in is the design is not straightforward at all. There are special, what look like warping portals, where if you know how to read their writing, you can get warped or teleported or whatever the word is right outside the city. But for those of us who are not yet, skilled at reading their writing, the thing to do if you ever visit this place and you can't read their writings is to just keep going up. Up, up, and up. No matter how nice the scenery gets, just look for whatever's uphill. It was hard for me to believe at first, but the city does have a normal exit that doesn't involve strange relics or having to learn to read strange characters. You just keep going up and up and up. Doesn't matter if the walkway changes from whatever the gold stuff is they have in their city to dirt and then back to gold. All you have to do is keep going up and up and up. Don't try to get pictures, don't try to get a nice scenic view, just find out what goes up and keep going up. It took me a while to actually find my way out of here, and it was the furthest thing in the world from straightforward, but once I figured out that the secret was up, 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 and more, and up, and up, and up, and up, until you're out of the city, then everything all fell into place. The magic word is up in this city. If you want to leave, you want to go up and 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 up. Hope I'm not too repetitive. Until finally, you're outside of the city walls and back in the jungle. I don't ever want to meet who designed this ancient city, but at least it's good looking, even if not very straightforward. At the very least, the relaxing and serene and tranquil scenery and water. Is it waterworks or water canals or I don't know what these things are, but it's flowing water throughout the city. The visuals of this place or the scenery would be nice to offset the stress that I was now under. I had to protect this relic, the Mordrim were constantly attacking this city, and I had to scout around the jungle and look through all these ancient ruins, many of them infested by Mordrim, to learn the language of these strange beings which didn't even trust us. Where to begin? I suppose I should probably get around to asking some of the Derman Priory scholars if they have any leads. But indeed, this is strange writing, the likes of which, well, we haven't yet seen. Strange characters, strange script, scrawled into whatever this golden stone actually is. It is very, very mysterious. Although I do have this strange feeling that if I can crack the code, and if I can decipher whatever this language is that these strange creatures are writing on these blocks and just about all the stuff that's in this place, there will be secrets aplenty that will be brought to light, and perhaps some of it could come in handy in the war against Mordremoth. Goodmane out.